brand new Bluey series might be coming, and the future of our little pup is secured. Are you ready to discover everything about Bluey Teen? First kiss. Bluey is going to have her first kiss sooner than you think, but we know you might be concerned about that, so let's explain. Our sources say the new series could take place 5 years after Frisky's wedding, which means our main character would be around 12 or 13 years old. Bluey Teen would begin by showing our main character talking to Mackenzie. The two of them are acting a little strange around each other, and their friends don't know what's going on. The truth is that this episode will include a time jump and show something that happened the night before. Mackenzie went to Bluey's house and ended up confessing that he likes her, not just as a friend, but as something more. This kind of conversation happens between teenagers. Of course, Bluey doesn't really know what to do with that information, but she does feel something for her friend. The episode Fruit Bat, when she dreamed about Mackenzie, makes it clear that she has feelings. The story ends with her talking to Chili about her first love, and then we'll see Bluey going to talk to the border collie. The two of them will kiss for the very first time, but it's still not time to start dating. And yes, this kind of thing happens during adolescence. Will this work out? Let's find out. Are you ready? Because another amazing Cinewave is starting now. Jean-Luc. And do you know what Jean-Luc has to do with this story? He will definitely be in the series. We saw a part of the episode where he returns in season 1, when he reunites with Bluey sitting under the tree that he planted with her. The official website of the series says that Jean-Luc learned how to speak English just because he wanted to talk to Bluey. But there's one thing about that has made fans think a lot. He's back in Australia even though he lives in Canada. That's why we know that the little Labrador pup will move to become an exchange student, meaning someone who continues their studies in another country for a while. And if that's really true, it's very possible that the new Bluey Teen series will introduce something called a love triangle, which is when two people, in this case Jean-Luc and Mackenzie, are in love with the same character, Bluey. This story could work. School. Speaking of a new school, the new Bluey Teen series will have to say goodbye to teacher Calypso, and that is actually a bit of sad news. You probably remember that in the episode Barks and Boats, Mia and Captain were moving to a different school. That means that when Bluey reaches their age, just like her friends, our main character will have a new teacher in a new school located in another part of the city. Does that mean Calypso will leave the series? The truth is, probably yes, but we do have some good news. If Bluey is going to be 12, then Bingo will be 10, and as far as we know, Mia and Captain only left school at the age Bluey will be in the new series. Do you remember the episode Bob Bilby, where Bluey said she had already taken the puppet home? That means Bluey has already had classes with Miss Retriever. At the same time, it also means Bingo will have classes with teacher Calypso. So we will still see the teacher at Bluey's school, but it will be with Bingo that she appears in the new episodes. What do you think about that? Science. You probably also remember that in the episode where Lila and Bingo meet, there is a scene showing the two of them holding a prize at a science fair. That scene shows them at 10 years old. They are studying at Calypso's school and took part in a science fair. They probably made some kind of project involving insects, since they really like them. Now, what's really interesting is thinking about how that episode will play out. Our guess is that the two of them will spend the night camping in the Healer family's backyard, all because they want to capture a butterfly chrysalis to show the transformation from a caterpillar into one of the most beautiful insects in the world. It should be a magical moment. Graduation. And now we have some bad news. Bluey Teen will also say goodbye to some characters. Yes, it's true, and there's not much we can do about it. The truth is that Bluey will go through a graduation, which is when she finishes a stage of school. But there's a problem. As you grow up, some of your friends go to different schools. And yes, that always happens. That's why some of Bluey's friends will no longer study with her. Now, can you guess which pups might say goodbye? There's a chance it could be Coco, since she has many siblings and might go study at one of their schools. Some fans believe that Mackenzie himself might leave the series for a while, since the border collie came from New Zealand, and his parents might want him to go back to study there. But that's not very likely, at least in the opinion of most fans. That's because Mackenzie needs to stay by Bluey's side, since they will date one day. But what do you think about that? Which friend do you think Bluey will say goodbye to? Comment the hashtag Bluey so we can get to know you. Arguments. Maybe we're being a little mean to you, but we have another piece of not so good news. In Bluey Teen, we'll see our main character having some arguments with her parents. Let's make one thing very clear. Bandit and Chili are already expecting this. And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's very simple. Teenagers are growing up, and that makes them confused and full of emotions. This happens to everyone, which is why along the way they end up having disagreements with their parents. And that's okay. okay. If you've watched Inside Out 2, you know that Riley went through the same thing, acne. Alright, now let's talk about a funny problem. Do you know what might happen to Bluey and become a special Bluey teen episode? Acne. Teenagers have all kinds of issues with acne. They're red, they hurt, and they don't look great, and you don't need to be afraid of it. Your time will come too. But it's not that serious. As people grow, they start getting acne, and it can turn into a self-esteem issue. Bluey might feel insecure about it, especially when she starts comparing herself to other girls. And everything gets worse when she admits she has feelings for Mackenzie. That's why for girls, using makeup can become important. Will Bluey stop buying toys and start getting interested in lipsticks? We think so. Clothes. Now we have a question for you. Will Bluey teen show the teenagers wearing clothes? This is important because people Bluey's age in the new series like to change their style. This always happens, but there's a problem. The older dogs don't wear clothes, only those who are working. An example is Mia and Captain. They don't wear clothes. Chili and Bandit also don't wear clothes, even though Chili has already said that she uses the washing machine. Will the creators of the series show this happening? We still don't know if this point will be explored in the series. Would you like to see Bluey wearing clothes from now on? That's an interesting question to ask the creators of the show. Teeth. Did you know that kids lose their teeth as they grow up, right? This happens to both humans and dogs. At 12 years old, Bluey will have already lost all her baby teeth, but something that could be really funny is showing an episode where one of her teeth falls out to make room for her new canine tooth, and she feels embarrassed because the next day will be the day to take an important school picture. The little pup can't smile and shows a gap where her tooth fell out. That's why we believe this could be an episode about embarrassment, where Bandit teaches her that teeth fall out, but they grow back, and that she can smile with her mouth closed if she wants. Tell us, have you already lost your baby teeth? Babysitter. Do you know another thing that's going to happen? An episode called Double Babysitting Part 2, which is a continuation of the story we see between Frisky and Radley. Bluey will probably be the godmother of Frisky's child, and she will also spend some time babysitting this child. And do you know something else that might happen? Remember when we talked about her first kiss with Mackenzie, and that the little pup would confess what he felt the day before this episode? It might be on this day, the day Bluey is babysitting her godchild, that she will receive a visit from Mackenzie, and the two of them will have an interesting conversation while the kids watch a new love begin. What do you think about that?
Subscribing to the channel is just as good as watching your favorite animations.
Shall we click? Friendships. One thing that might happen is the loss of friendships. This is sad, but it's part of life, and Bluey needs to understand that. Some friends go away, and others develop personalities that are different from ours. This means that Bluey might lose some of her friends, and one of them we already have an idea who it could be. Honey! In the mini episode Alongside, we discover that the two of them are very different, and even though they like each other as friends, their paths will go in opposite directions. What do you think about that? Villain. Everyone thinks Bluey teen will have the same energy as the original series, but that's not quite it. The truth is that this new animation might even introduce the presence of an antagonist, meaning a villain for Bluey to face. That's because teenagers like to face challenges and have a reason to fight. At least that's what I've been told. Jokes aside, Bluey won't like everyone. No one is like that, so it's very possible that there will be a villain in the series. What do you think about that? Music. Did you know that girls like going to pop music concerts? It's true. They listen to Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, Blackpink, and many others. And what does that have to do with Bluey? Everything. Our little pup will grow up and start liking this kind of thing. We don't know who Bluey's favorite singer will be, but it will definitely be someone she'll listen to a lot when the series begins. Disney. Do you think Bandit and Chili will take their daughters to visit Disney? That's something really fun that could definitely happen. We know that Bluey is a show from the same company behind Mickey Mouse, and since our little pup is going to grow up, what are the chances she dreams about meeting Disney princesses? An episode showing a trip to the United States could be really fun, don't you agree? Sports. And you thought we weren't going to talk about Bingo anymore, right? She's going to grow up, and everyone knows she loves playing field hockey. In Bluey Teen, our red healer will play a lot, even winning some awards just like her mom. Are you ready to see Bingo's goals on the field? Then stay here with us for more updates.
If you like this video, there are 2 more ready on the screen. Just click and keep watching with us.
Thanks, and see you soon.